What's good, y'all? This is Lakeith Dion. I just got a fabulous video idea from my girlfriend, and I'm about to talk to y'all about it now. So, the election is coming up real soon. It's like in 4 days, as a matter of fact. I'm recording this on November 1st. Yeah, that shit's on November 5th. Anyway, I'm gonna just get straight into the point, right? Monetize or demonetize, I don't give a damn. This is all bullshit, all right? And I don't participate in this bullshit. Let me tell you why. Now, for those of you who find yourselves getting mad at me about it, just know I don't give a fuck. This is something that has been on my mind a lot, especially since like the end of October, since these niggas have been sending me constant reminders to go vote. Just as a little caveat before we get into this conversation, I have never voted a single time in my life. I've been voter age for over 12 years now. I'm 30. I could have voted for Barack Obama if I wanted to back in 2012. No, yeah, 2012 when he got his second term. I didn't. I seen through the facade immediately. I've never had a big trust for the government or its elections or its posturing. You know what I mean? This is all posturing in my eyes. There are no laws in legislature that I have read that have benefited me or anybody else around me. In other words, we do all this voting, and our world is in calamity right now. America is in a fucked up position, and they want you to go out there and vote. For what? What are we voting for, y'all? Really ask yourselves, are y'all voting for these issues? What do they say? Issue number 12 or issue number 9? And vote for issue number 3 to save senior citizens. And it's like, why do I gotta vote for that shit? This seems like common sense shit that we should all be doing, that the government should be doing right now. I gotta vote for y'all to be good to people? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, have y'all never thought about that? Like, we really gotta vote just to not get what we voted for anyway. We still never get what we actually want or need out these motherfuckers. They always deviated in some way. Or I don't know, man. It's just, I'm not into it. I'm not into it. Once you see life a certain way, once you pick up on certain things, it's hard for you to go back into the fuck train and just start doing shit again just cause. Voting is the type of thing that people do because it's just cause. And I feel so bad, but I have to say this, and people, don't get mad at me. I'm gonna speak what I need to say because I'm not a fucking coward. So I'm just gonna say it. Our ancestors wasted our time with this whole voting thing. All right, and I know that's gonna ruffle some feathers because I know how niggas are about their ancestors. Even though niggas don't act on the behest of their ancestors nowadays, I know that they still, we're gonna get to that in another video. But that was a huge waste of their time. They were fighting to be included in something that could easily just be built to, even if they were included, not support them in any way. Hell, they've even gone so far as to tricking us into voting for shit that would be a detriment to us. That has happened in many cases. Read your laws, folks. Read your laws from your states, your cities. Read your laws. Seriously, read your laws. You can read them. You can find them online. You can find them at your courthouses. You can go to your government buildings, wherever they are in your city or your town, and you can get these documents and read them. You can read your laws. People aren't reading their laws. We're just giving motherfuckers power and hoping that they do something. But we'll be pissed off when something doesn't happen the way that we want it. Well, yeah, because you didn't fucking do it. You let some guy who's never gave a fuck about you doing it. That's like me giving my kids to a stranger and being like, oh, you better take good care of them. You better take care of them, or I'm going to be mad. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? This motherfucker don't know your kid. He don't know how to take care of your kid. Only you do. The greater point is, people know what's best for them and need to start acting on it. And stop pretending like these people that we're constantly giving power to actually give a fuck about us. These are people who live in a whole different world. Some of these folks don't even consider us actual people. And there is one thing that I've noticed, and I have to say this too, right? For all my black people out there, you've probably noticed this too. Ain't it odd that America is very sweet to us around election time? Y'all notice that? They real kind to niggas around election time. Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all picked up on that? When it comes around election time, they're very sweet to us. They love niggas around that time for whatever reason, but they'll show you love. Trust me, I've seen it in my state where I'm from. They'll show you love. If you a nigga, and you about to vote, yeah, come on in. Yeah, we love you guys. Yeah. You want some fried chicken? We got some in the back. Crazy work, y'all. Y'all be surprised. I'm from Ohio. I've seen a lot of racist shit. But that aside the point, just like with the celebrities, we have an obsession with giving politicians our power, and these motherfuckers are not like us. They don't have the same issues and problems that we do. They don't have the same worries and concerns that we do. They can play like they do. They may have experienced a thing or two, but once they cross that sign, across that threshold, they said, fuck all that. And fuck anybody else who came behind me. We got to really look into why people are voting, why they ask us to vote. Let's really look into that, right? How can you vote all this time for all these years in your life and you're still unsatisfied? You never questioned that? You never thought to think, well, damn, I'm doing all this voting. All these people doing all this voting, yet nobody seems to ever have what they want or need at any given time. How is that? We're voting, right? But we got motherfuckers in hurricane situations who are not getting help, who are actively being unhelped by the government because they're so damn worried about this motherfucking election. And I'm like, fuck that shit. Go help them people. Maybe I'll vote for your ass then if you actually got off your ass and did something for a change, government. How about that? How about help the people that put you in power? Why not do that? But again, this is people's fault too because we keep letting that shit slide. We keep letting them do this. And then every 4 years or every so many years, because there's more voting than just the presidential election. There's all kinds of votes for all kinds of people. But you never see or hear about these motherfuckers until it's time to vote. It's like they be in the shadow, in the closet somewhere. They just pull them out of the closet and be like, okay, yeah, go vote. Go vote for us. What I'm about to say next ain't got nothing to do with voting. But y'all remember Dr. Fauci when the whole the cold thing, the CO thing happened back in the 2020? Remember how he popped out and then remember how the nigga popped back in and we never saw him again? Where the fuck is Dr. Fauci at? Where has that nigga been the past 3 years? Where is he at? Has anybody seen that man? Anyway, but rant aside, y'all. Seriously though, the voting process is a waste of time. These elections are a waste of time. The people that are in power, the people that are running, are literal wastes of time. They're not worth our effort or our presence or our attention. They're not worth anything. These are people who have never given a fuck about us in any real scenario because they don't live like us. They don't consider themselves regular people. And until y'all actually get that through your head, that y'all vote is basically, it's an appeasement. It's a tool to appease you because they know they can't just, go around and do what they want, even though it's what they do. So what do? They make you guys believe that your voting matters. They make you believe that you putting in a ballot and doing it that way is going to cause substantial change. But it's not. These people write and make the laws. They're going to write and make the laws the way they see fit, regardless of how you vote. It does not matter. Seriously, let's really think about this, you guys. Do you think that America would ever get to the states that it's in with the poverty levels and the homelessness and all this stuff? You think we'd have these record levels if our votes were actually working for us? Think about the 1920s. How the roaring 20s, and then let's go 10 years later into the Depression. Just 10 years later, y'all. Motherfuckers was voting back then too. We had an old president back then too. And what happened? The fucking economy crashed. It collapsed. What are we voting for, y'all? What are we voting for? America is in a state of hyperinflation. What the fuck are we actually voting for? Seriously, ask yourself that. When you go to vote, if you're going to vote, ask yourself this. Is anything going to change from this? Are the people in my life and the people around me, are our lives going to get better from making these votes, from doing what we think is right? Or are we just playing into their game? Are we just doing what they tell us to without any real thought or question as to why we're doing it? I think that's the majority of people's answers. I think it's so ingrained in certain people that they just like, okay, this is normal. I'm going to go vote. I know people who vote. Motherfuckers who have no business voting. And it's like, well, why are you voting? You know what I mean? Like, none of the laws support you in any way, shape, or form. It's like, oh well, it's my civic duty as a citizen. It's like, well, no, it's not. It's the government's duty to take care of its citizens. They don't do that. So where the fuck all these civic duties come from? Why do I have to be civil to motherfuckers who treat me like I'm less than or like a second class citizen? Why is anyone homeless in America, the greatest country in the world? Why is anybody starving in America? People die of starvation in this country, right? It's fucked up. We're not a third world country. We have clean water. We have drinking water. We have flushing toilets. We have we have communication systems. We have transportation systems. And we also have homelessness and poverty like fucking no one's belief. Those two things shouldn't coexist together, y'all. Y'all don't see that? You see what I mean? Is anybody paying attention to what's actually happening? Yes, there are things that are going to happen in society that are not the government's fault. But if you're voting for a particular issue that you think is an issue that you believe the government can change and they don't, and you've been voting for this shit for 20 years, don't you think it's time to fucking stop? Don't you think it's time to sit back and think, oh, well, damn, you motherfuckers don't even consider my vote? Y'all don't consider me at all. I've been voting for 30 years. I've never got one thing I ever wanted or voted for. Not one fucking thing has came to fruition through my votes. If it has, I haven't benefited from it. So ask yourself that when you out there in the booths waiting for hours on end, when you're sitting there on election day waiting for those results. Really ask yourself that, man. Is this shit real or is this all a game? Is this reality or is this genjutsu? What are we looking at here? You got to ask yourself that. Stop letting patriotism turn you into a fucking fool. Don't become so patriotic that you a dummy about it. You know what I'm saying? That you just throw caution to the wind. That you'll see your government on nefarious timing, and you can rationalize it by saying, "Oh, well, that's stuff that they have to do. It's something." No, the fuck they don't. No, the fuck they don't. What they have to do is adhere to the will and the wishes of the people. I thought that's why we voted. I thought if people voted that whatever the majority vote got, we would get that. But no, that's hardly ever the case. We rarely get anything we want. If you're a regular person, these laws and shit, they're not for you. Most laws are, listen, this is going to sound crazy, but if you actually read the laws state to state, most of these laws are to benefit high-end criminals, people who do dirt that have money. These laws are meant to benefit their criminal backer friends, these political parties. There's a lot of criminality in politics. I need y'all to understand that. These rules are written to help them, not you. When they do dirt, they don't call it criminality. When we do dirt, they call it criminality. Y'all got to understand. It's two different reference points. We're dealing with two different types of people. And until one group of people understands who the fuck they are and stop pretending like the other group of people are just the same as them, we're not going to get anywhere. We're going to keep letting people and politicians get in our face, sweet talk us, play with our emotions, use trigger words, use talking points, and they know they got us. Because most people aren't actually listening. Everybody's so fucking emotional. Nobody's actually really looking at shit from a realistic point of view. From a, does this really make sense in the end point of view? Take a look at the observable world around you. Stop letting them tell you that your eyes just don't fucking work and that everything you see is just a trick of the mind. That's not fucking true. You should know when you're being played with. You should know when you're being lied to. And I'm especially talking to my people. Because niggas don't mean shit to most nobody around here until it's election season. Or until they want something from us. And that's just a cold hard fact. I'm from rural Ohio. Trust me, I know about racism. I know how it is. It's a love-hate thing. It's a very weird psychology. But overall, those are my thoughts on the election. I don't want to rant too hard. But yes, as you can clearly see, I'm not a fan of the system. I don't have a hate for the government. I'm not a fan of the system and how it plays its game. We're being treated like children. You ever played a video game with a really young kid and they think they're playing, but the whole time the controller's not plugged in because you're playing a one-person game? That's what the fucking government is doing to us with these votes and elections, y'all. We the kid playing for fun. That's what we are. Or like, I'll take it even further. I'll take it even further. When you're playing tag back in the day, right? And you got the little man who, he can't really play tag. You don't understand the game. So he just playing for fun. Because maybe he's not that fast or he's not the best looker. So if he was it, he would never find nobody. But y'all have had those experiences, right? That's us. Americans, we are the little motherfucker running around playing for fun when it comes to the government. We don't like y'all don't see it. People don't see it, and it does frustrate me because my people have fallen for it the hardest. Like, our ancestors fought just to be a part of this bullshit. And it's like, well, fuck, if y'all could see the system now, y'all will be devastated. Y'all be like, oh my God, we marched for this. We rallied for this. We got hosed and bit up by dogs for this. We went through all this bullshit just to get put in a system where they still playing us and our descendants. Y'all don't think that that's insane? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Y'all think that niggas are only in favor when it's election season, or am I tripping? But again, who knows? I'm just one dude talking on the mic. Anyway, my name is Lakeith Dion. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video, and I will see you guys when I see y'all. Y'all take it easy.